Good evening and welcome. I'd like to call to order the Pittsylvania County Board of Supervisors business meeting Tuesday, May the 21st, 2024 at 7 p.m. Board meeting room 39 Bank Street, Southeast Chatham, Virginia. Ms. Kazee, would you call the roll, please?
Yes, sir. Mr. Bowman.
Here.
Mr. Dudley.
Present.
Mr. Height.
Here.
Mr. Ingram.
Present.
Mr. Whittle.
Here.
Mr. Tucker.
Here.
Mr. Dalton.
Here. Would you all join me in a moment of silence, and then we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Ready? Stand together, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank y'all. Moving to item 5. Are there any items to be added to the agenda? Do we need to add this to the agenda, Mr. Hunt, for the...
Yeah, the only thing we're adding tonight is from the work session, the recommendation to make July 5th a additional holiday day. That's going to be added to consent.
Okay. Would you... All right, Mr. Dudley.
Okay, you want me to go ahead and read that off then?
Yes, sir.
Recommendation, county staff recommends the board approve the additional holiday time for July 5th, 2024, and authorize human resource manager to notify all departments of the same. It says a motion, Vaden. We don't put this in form of motion. We're going to put it on consent, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so that's a recommendation that will be added to consent. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dudley. I need a second to add that. Second by Mr. Tucker. Got it. Any further discussion? If not, we're ready to vote. You good?
Did he come down for you this time? Yeah. Good, good.
We good, Ms. Kazee?
Yes, sir. It passed. It's not coming through, but it passed. 7-0.
Okay.
7-0. That's good.
Thank you. Motion passes unanimous. All right, thank you. Moving to item 6, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Ingram.
Second.
Second by Mr. Bowman. Any further discussion? If none, we're ready to vote. Motion carries unanimous. Moving to item 7, the consent agenda. I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda with the item that we did add to it earlier.
All right, thank you, Mr. Dudley. Got a
Second.
second by Mr. Height. Any further discussion? Not hearing any, we're ready to vote. Motion passes unanimous. Moving to item 8, our presentations. Gentlemen, we move to the front of the board meeting room for our presentations. Did you? Let me go get some. Well.
Tucker asked for it to be there.
Good afternoon to everyone. This is one of the, I guess, the easiest parts of my responsibility here is to recognize individuals in the community that have gone above and beyond and exceeded expectations and done really well. And I would want to say before I get started, we're going to recognize those individuals that are responsible for the freedom of choice here in Pittsylvania County. I want those that are watching by way of Facebook and even in the audience to recognize that the schools were not totally integrated. So back in 1964, these brave individuals, some of whom are here tonight, they actually were able to go into the white schools and start the process of integration. It took courage on their part. It took courage on the parents' part to be able to send their children to these schools. From my understanding, I want to say, based on everything I've heard, read, it was pretty much a smooth transition. I will not say it was easy, but at least it was a smooth transition, because we know in other parts of the country when this was attempted, you had Governor Wallace standing in the doorway of the University of Alabama preventing African American students to enter. There were counties, even in the state of Virginia, that did not even have graduations for the class of '69, I believe, over to our northeast. So I salute and applaud not only the African American students, but it took cooperation even on the part of the white students as well. And I salute not only the students, but also the teachers, the staff, the school board. So I just feel really, really great about the people that we're going to honor tonight. So let me read this resolution and get out of your way. And listen, I'm going to, because I have a few of these, I'm going to have to call the roll. So I'll have you come up individually and pick up your certificate, but I still want to get a picture of a group, if you will, once I get through all of this. Thank you for your cooperation in advance, okay? Pittsylvania County Board of Supervisors Resolution 2024-0504, honoring freedom of choice individuals. At the Pittsylvania County Board of Supervisors meeting, May 21st, 2024, the following resolution was presented and adopted. Whereas in October 2021, the process began to form the Freedom of Choice Committee, which is comprised partly of alum from formerly all-black Pittsylvania County Public Schools who remember the days prior to and during integration. Other committee members included representation from the county's public library system and county's historical society. And whereas committee members and community members alike lived among Virginia's freedom of choice era, and the initiative was undertaken to ensure an accurate, complete, honest, and inclusive account of this chapter in not-so-ancient history. And whereas the committee wanted to do something to recognize county students from that part of the freedom choice era because they were so brave and so few. And whereas after 2 years of research and searching through yearbooks, a list of names was assembled of the black county students that attended the primarily white county high schools during the freedom of choice era, 1964 through 1969, before full integration. And whereas the committee worked with support from the county school board and in partnership primarily with the county public library system and the County Historical Society on the collaboration effort to curate and preserve the interviews and documentation collected about the freedom of choice in the county. And digital records, including audio and video recordings of the alum, were stored and made available to researchers and the public. And whereas the committee members are Elizabeth Mayo, Michael Brown, Pastor Reginald Carter, Glenn Miller, Pastor Raymond Ramsey, Brenda Breedlove Carter, Margie Lanier Richardson, Henry Myers, Rhonda Griffin, Marion Shelton Keys, Calvin Yarborough, Elma Patrick Lane, Lisa Toot, okay, thank you, and Gail Hunt Brakely. And whereas 4 ceremonies were held in February 2024 to unveil the plaques installed at each county high school, Chatham, Gretna, Tunstall, and Danville, Dan River, which lists the names of black students who attended under the freedom of choice policy, honoring their courage and commemorating both the struggle and overcoming it. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the board commends the dedicated members of the committee who joined together to honor these students who paved the way for integration during Virginia's freedom of choice era in the mid-60s and showed remarkable courage, leadership, and sacrifice to help break the racial barrier in education. Given under my hand this 21st day of May 2024, Darrell W. Dalton, Chairman, J. Vaden Hunt, Esquire, Pittsylvania County. You didn't give me names on it.
They're not individualized, just go from the paragraph that has the names.
I apologize. I was given information. There were names in here. That's why I look confused. Okay, let me go back to the resolution. I tell you what, all those persons that I just mentioned, Elizabeth Mayo, is she here? Come on out, sweetheart. Just hold your place, and I'll ask you to line up. That might save us a little bit of time. Michael Brown, Pastor Reginald Carter, Glenn Miller, Pastor Raymond Ramsey, Brenda Breedlove Carter, Margie Lanier Richardson, Henry Myers, Rhonda Griffin, Marion Shelton Keys, Calvin Yarborough, Elma Patrick Lane, Lisa Tutt, and Gail Hunt Brakely.
October 2nd to October 5th. They're going to give me an award this year. I think $6. That's a fact. Then turn around and drove the bus home. Wow. I know you know Brian. Mark,
Yes, ma'am.
trying to say I'm short.
Yeah, get up here. Get up here so we can see you.
Hey.
Yeah, there you go. Sit down.
Wait a minute. That was done way back. We can't do that again.
We don't sit in the back of the bus. Bless your heart.
You want me?
Yeah, go
Where you
on.
want me at?
Get up there, ladies.
What I'm talking about, girl. Look at here.
Yes, she folks, but not.
You're gonna have to stand up in a chair. See you do that balance.
This guy's damn rushing.
Hold your places. Let me ask family members that came out, will you come up and take a picture with your family member if you so desire? Family members? Okay. All right. Well, thank you all so very much. And again, we thank you all. Yes, ma'am. These are sincerely trailblazers in their own right.
Yeah, I can do mine. Congratulations to these folks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do another proclamation from the Board of Supervisors. Pittsylvania County Board of Supervisors Proclamation, National Police Week, May 2nd through the 18th, 2024, to recognize National Police Week 2024 and May 15th as Peace Officer Memorial Day by honoring the service and sacrifice of those law enforcement officers that were killed in the line of duty while protecting our communities and safeguarding our democracy. Pittsylvania County Board of Supervisors Board adopted the following proclamation at its business meeting on Tuesday, May 21st, 2024. Whereas Congress and the President of the United States have declared that law enforcement officer safety and wellness a top priority, and the International Association of Chiefs of Police Center for officer safety and wellness promotes the importance of individual, agency, family, community safety, wellness, awareness, and whereas Pittsylvania County Sheriff's Department members play an essential role in safeguarding the rights and freedom of the citizens of Pittsylvania County, Virginia, and whereas it's important that all citizens know and understand the problems and duties and responsibilities of their Sheriff's Department, and that the members of the County Sheriff's Department recognize their duty to serve the people by safeguarding life and property, by protecting them against violence or disorder, and by protecting the innocents against deception and the weak against oppression or intimidation. And whereas the County Sheriff's Department has grown to be a modern and scientific law enforcement agency which unceasingly provides a vital public service. Now therefore, be it resolved, the Pittsylvania County Board of Supervisors calls upon all county citizens and upon all patriotic, civil, and educational organizations to observe the week of May the 12th through the 18th, 2024 as Police Week, with appropriate recognition and thanks for the police officers, past and present, who by their faithful and loyal devotion to their responsibilities has rendered a dedicated service to their communities and in doing so have established for themselves an enviable and enduring reputation for preserving the rights and security for all the citizens. And the board furthermore resolves to call on all county citizens to observe May 15th, 2024 as Peace Officer Memorial Day to honor those peace officers who, through their courageous deed, have lost their lives and have become disabled in the performance of duty. Given under my hand this 21st day of May 2024, Darrell W. Dalton, Chairman, Pittsylvania County Board of Supervisors, J. Vaden Hunt, Esquire, Pittsylvania County Attorney. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, there is a special ceremony every year, and that was done last week, is that correct? Yes. They did, Mike does a special ceremony, and I just want to point out that our officers here in Pittsylvania County, they're honorable people, and I just want to thank them, and this resolution is for you. We have some that's here with us tonight in the back, and just like a veteran, let's thank them for their service too. Thank you. All right, y'all ain't gonna get out that easy. You got your guns, come forward. We're gonna give y'all this and let you take pictures. How about that?
There we go. I'm in the middle. We're good. Yes, they're more. Thank you.
I will save my preaching for the end of the meeting tonight, but I would like to extend my thanks to our law enforcement officials for all they do to keep us safe. Freedom of choice. We owe a world of gratitude to those young people and their families who in the 1960s decided to do what was right. And we're so thankful that they had the courage to do what was right. Until we, as a people, learn to look at a person's heart, and that's all. When you look at a person, you should see their heart, that person for who they are. We'll still have work to do. We still have work to do. But I can tell you one thing, the world is better now than it was. And we just got to keep working to make sure tomorrow is better than today. And we need to always remember, treat everyone like you want to be treated, with fairness and respect and dignity. I couldn't wait. Now I'll read what's written for me. Pittsylvania County Board of Supervisors proclamation. National Emergency Medical Services Week, May the 19th through the 25th, 2024. EMS Week, honoring our past, forging our future. The Pittsylvania County Board of Supervisors adopted the following proclamation at its business meeting on Tuesday, May 21st, 2024. Whereas emergency medical services is a vital public service, and whereas emergency medical services member teams are ready to provide life-saving care to those in need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And whereas access to quality emergency care dramatically improves the survival and recovery rate of those who experience sudden illness or injury. And whereas emergency medical services has grown to fill a gap by providing important out-of-hospital care, including preventative medicine, follow-up care, and access to telemedicine. And whereas the emergency medical services system consists of first responders, emergency medical technicians, paramedics, emergency medical dispatchers, firefighters, police officers, educators, administrators, pre-hospital nurses, emergency physicians, trained members of the public, and other out-of-hospital medical care providers. And whereas emergency medical services teams, whether career or volunteer, engage in thousands of hours of specialized training and continuing education to enhance their life-saving skills. And whereas it is appropriate to recognize the value and the accomplishments of emergency medical service providers by designating Emergency Medical Services Week. Now therefore be it resolved that the Pittsylvania County Board of Supervisors, in recognition of this event, do hereby declare the week of May the 19th through the 25th, 2024 as Emergency Medical Services Week in Pittsylvania County, Virginia. Given under my hand this 21st day of May 2024, Darrell W. Dalton, Chairman, J. Vaden Hunt, Esquire, Pittsylvania County. If you are one of those in public safety, EMS, that I called off a list, we would ask if you would come forward. Volunteers or paid, please come forward so we can recognize you. Okay. All right. Luke, I see you sitting back there. y'all like to hold that in the middle, kind of as the proclamation.
Good.
Bowman, you go to the back. Needed somebody with hair on this end.
Jeez. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Vic's next.
Pretty cool. I got three. I got three. Thank y'all so much. I've been on this board. This is my 5th year, and this is the first time I've had the honor of making this type presentation, because we're going to honor a young lady who's only 100 years old. So this is a certificate of recognition, and unfortunately, Miss Margaret Geneva Carter Taylor Wooding is not here tonight. I'm not sure where she's at. Somebody said casino. I hope she wins. But anyway, after I read this, if you as a family would come forward, and I'll present this to you and we'll get some pictures, okay? And this reads: the Pittsylvania County Board of Supervisors express its sincere congratulations to Miss Margaret Geneva Carter Taylor Wooding as she recently celebrated her 100th birthday. On April 29th, 1924, Miss Wooding was born in the Dry Fork community of Pittsylvania County, where she has lived her entire life. She worked in the textile industry, and she loved working in her flower garden, sewing and reading the Bible, which she has done several times. She also enjoyed cooking, where peach cobbler and sweet potato fried pies were her specialty. Miss Wooding had 2 husbands, 5 children, 8 grandchildren, 12 great-grandchildren, and 9 great-great-grandchildren. Her favorite Bible verse was 2 Corinthians 7:14, and her favorite saying was, "I won't shame you, and just behave yourself." But it was just have and or behave yourself. She said it 2 different ways. It's a great pleasure to send you best wishes and warmest congratulations on this amazing accomplishment. And we hope that your day was filled with everlasting joy and pleasure. Happy 100th birthday. On behalf of the Pittsylvania County Board of Supervisors, William V. Ingram, Tunstall District Supervisor, and Darrell W. Dalton, Chairman of the Board. If you would, family, please come forward. Ms. Wooding, I understand that you join us by Zoom or link or something, so we hope you have a wonderful birthday, and may you have many, many more. Oh, yeah.
I didn't get down there. I'll read this.
Good. And our chairman has a letter that he'd like to present as well.
Thank you. I'm gonna read this letter, and then you take your picture. Yeah. After everybody gets down here. Hey, Mr. Burke. Oh, okay. Good. Great day. Doing good. Yes. I hear you. She's doing good. Wow. You ain't. Yeah, you ain't kidding. Wow. Look at that. Mr. Ingram, at this time, I'll read the letter, and then we'll take a picture. Okay, all right, sounds good. This letter is on behalf of the Board of Supervisors. Dear Miss Wooden, happy 100th birthday. On behalf of the Pennsylvania County Board of Supervisors, I would like to express my sincere wishes on this memorable occasion. What a pleasure it is to share this important occasion with you. You have experienced 100 years among family and friends and witnessed many events and milestones. As you reflect on your cherished memories, I hope that your heart will be filled with happiness. Congratulations on your birthday, and may you enjoy many more happy years to come. Sincerely yours, Darrell W. Dalton, Chairman of the Board, Cowlins-Gretna District Board of Supervisors. Thank y'all. All right, we good?
She gonna get you.
Yeah. No, I'm getting mad. Cheese. All right. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Yeah. Yeah, tell that young lady come back in a couple more years. We'll recognize her. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She's in good shape. She's 90 years old. That lady's stepping down there. All right,
Can you
come
believe
on.
that? Look at that. There she goes, right there.
Come on back.
Hey, Ms. Tucker, she says she's gonna give us at least two more.
Yeah.
At least two more. I think Mr. Tucker said this is probably one of the neatest, coolest parts of this job is to thank and recognize people on tremendous accomplishments and just brag on you guys. This next certificate of excellence, and I'm particularly fond of this one because I'm a 1975 graduate of Tunstall High School, and so I am a little bit partial. You guys tend to win a little bit of everything, don't you? We were going to have the basketball team, but we couldn't get that worked out, and that's good. But this reads, the Tunstall High Trojans volleyball team had an outstanding season with an overall record of 21-4. They won the Piedmont District regular season and continued their streak by advancing and winning the Piedmont District tournament. They then competed at the next level in the region and was Region 3D tournament semifinalist. The Pittsylvania County Board of Supervisors expresses its deepest congratulations and admiration to the Tunstall Lady Trojans volleyball team for their amazing accomplishments and wish you all the very best in your future endeavors. William V. Ingram, Tunstall District Supervisor, Darrell W. Dalton, Chairman of the Pittsylvania County Board of Supervisors. Lady Trojans, would you come down and bring your coach, because we have something for her after we do this presentation.
You're going to have to stand in front of this picture.
Yeah, these ladies is tall. You gotta get in front, Doug.
Dudley'd have to play.
Yeah.
Dudley, you'd have to play back row. You couldn't play front row.
Get up on the end of that, Doug. Okay.
Kind of can.
Somebody's fault ain't come, ain't it, bro? Yeah, I'm
Between
coning.
between my belly and this pad.
Yeah, it's about all right.
We can't go no closer. We ate too much Mexican.
Yeah. One more.
You know, behind every successful team, there's a tremendous coach. And this is a certificate of excellence for Paige Eccles, their coach, who was inducted into the Pittsylvania County Sports Hall of Fame last year, I do believe. So, Paige, if you would, let me share this with you. In her first year at Tunstall High School, head coach Paige Eccles was named Piedmont District Coach of the Year. The Lady Trojans had 21 wins under her leadership. They won the Piedmont District regular season and continued the streak by advancing and winning the Piedmont District Tournament. They then competed at the next level in the region and were Region 3D tournament semifinalists. Before coaching at Tunstall, she was the head coach for WCA Middle School 1 season, assistant coach for CHS for 1 season, and head coach for CHS for 6 seasons. Her commitment to excellence and passion for empowering her athletes to reach their full potential is truly commendable. And her leadership and guidance have made a significant impact on the team and inspired those around her. The Pittsylvania County Board of Supervisors expresses its deepest congratulations and admiration to Paige Eccles for this accomplishment and wish you the very best in your future endeavors. William V. Ingram, Tunstall District Supervisor, Darrell W. Dalton, Chairman, Pittsylvania County Board of Supervisors. Congratulations. If you would, you come right here and we'll get a picture. We forgot, guys, we usually give the folks a chance to speak, so I'm going to give you a chance here in a little bit. All right. Listen, thank y'all so much for coming out. Paige, you have anything you'd like to say? Or any of your lady Trojans?
It's all them. It's
Okay.
all them. They did everything. They worked hard. They deserve this.
Oh, absolutely. Ladies, any of you want to make a comment or say anything? No? All right. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate you coming.
No, they ain't that quiet. All right, one more, Mr. Bowman. One more time.
Hang tight with Roy. I think we got 3 people here.
Okay,
Somebody
that's fine.
steps in.
Yeah, that's fine. Have them all come up this evening.
Yeah. Okay, I'm the last one, and then we get down to business. So, again, wonderful turnout tonight. Thank you all so much. So, my name is Ken Bowman, and I'm in charge of the Beautification Committee. So, tonight, I'd like to recognize a few people that have been appointed to the Beautification Committee. Myself and several other board members attended the Pittsylvania County Earth Day event on April 27th. Thank you to Diana McFarland for putting that together, as well as Holly Cassee, our administrative assistant, Brenda Bowman, former board member, and Tom Worley, Buildings and Grounds, and Jay Craddock from VDOT. Thank you for making that day's event so successful, and to all that participated in the county-wide cleanup efforts. Special thank you to Eric Phillips, our member of the Virginia House of Delegates, for attending and speaking to those in attendance. Congratulations to those who won prizes for most bags filled with trash, most miles cleaned, most unusual items found. I'd like to take a moment to ask Phyllis Barker from Dan River District to stand. Phyllis, please. Ms. Barker did not make it back to our closing ceremony that day. because she was on a roll and still cleaning up her district. So however, it turns out that she single-handedly actually filled the most bags and cleaned the most miles. So thank you, Mrs. Barker, for that. Thank you. So and now, we'd like to introduce to the public the members of the newly formed Beautification Committee. As I call your name, please come forward for a group photo, and I ask the supervisors to stand with you. And I know some of you are not here, so when we have our first organizational meeting, we'll have another photo made. But those that are here, please come forward. Chatham Blair's district, Wendy Shields. Dan River district, Miss Phyllis Barker. Callum's Gretna district, Sherry Moss. Westover district, Catherine Blair. Tunstall, Carolyn Herndon. Bannister, Evelyn Davis. And a seat still remains available for Stanton River District. So, Tim, counting on you. We've got to get you somebody up here. So, the committee will emphasize landscaping, beautification projects, and public education. The organizational meeting will be held on Monday, June 17th at 6 p.m. at the Chatham Library. So we'll all get down to business at that time. So let's give these folks a big round of applause, please. So we'll all get ready for the...
All right. Thank y'all. Thank you.
Go to public hearings.
Yeah, no, we still have another one here we need to do. On our presentations, gentlemen, we need to go back. We need to go back to 8B.
Yeah.
We have our Danville Humane Society Edmonds of the Year Award, and when you have Miss Leslie Fowler. So let's step back down and present
Okay.
these.
Members of the board, members of county administration, thank you for letting me come tonight. I'd like to say a few things about the award and why we made the decision this year that we did. A couple of months after I started working for the Danville Area Humane, a couple of weeks actually, full-time in 1992, Emmett Edmonds, the animal control officer in Halifax County, stopped by the animal shelter because he wanted to meet me. And I had no idea that it would be a relationship of mentorship and would turn into a valued friendship. A few months after meeting him, Emmett called me one day and said, "Paulette, I'm doing a hoarding case. Can you loan me a couple of people?" And we were happy to do that, so we helped with the hoarding case. Now, many of you may remember the famous Smokey incident of 1994. This was when a dog that had attacked a postman was found to be dangerous in Danville, and we were ordered by the judge to euthanize the dog. Well, it went worldwide. We were on hard copy, current affair. The Italian Parliament passed a resolution against the Danville Area Humane Society. Henry Kissinger called and wanted to adopt the dog. We talked to Dan Rather and Connie Chung, and we were receiving death threats. We were bribed. "Look, I'll give you $6,000, just leave the shelter door open and Smokey will go away." What no one knew, except the shelter employees and Chief Neil Morris at the time, Smokey was not at our shelter. Emmett Edmonds had volunteered to take care of Smokey and to remove us from some of the danger. So it went through the years. He brought us guinea pigs and birds that we found homes for. When we had large donations of food, we shared them with him. In 1998, when I became court appointed for a humane investigation in Danville and Pittsylvania County, Emmett and your former animal control officer, Pete Boswell, and Vic Ingram were the ones that I went to learn. They were all my mentors. I learned that Emmett was a dedicated animal control officer. He told me, not thinking that he deserved any praise, how he would spend some Saturday nights hiding in the bushes, hoping to catch dog fighters. One day I had gone to South Boston at Emmett's request to serve on the committee that would interview his prospective assistants. After the meeting, he asked me to go to an address to help him investigate some horse cruelty. By this time, it was 7:30 and it was raining. Emmett gave me directions on a quicker way to get to Danville from South Boston. I do terrible things when it's raining in a car. It was raining heavily, and I had been on the road for several minutes, and there was a truck behind me. Well, these were the days long before self-service was as readily available. And the truck just would not leave me, so I was getting very nervous. And then I did get to the intersection of Spring Garden Road and 29. My phone rang, and it was Emmett. He said, "Do you know where you are now, Paulette?" And I knew that Emmett had been the one to follow me. He came under attack through the years. He was not alone. Many times, animal control officers and shelter employees come under attack by the very people who are professing love for the animals that these individuals work so hard for. Emmett's family will tell you with great pride that he was the first senior warden, African American, in Virginia. He served from 1988 to 2009 in that capacity. When he called me early in the summer of 2009 and said that he was going to be gone for a few weeks, Pete Boswell and I had a talk, and we knew that something serious had happened. Just a few weeks later, he died of cancer. Emmett was my mentor and my friend. I miss him, and many times since he had died, I have thought, I wish he were still here with us so I could call him for advice or just to talk. But the one thing that I remember about Emmett Edmonds is this. He was a dedicated animal control officer who thought that going above and beyond the call of duty was the call of duty itself. The Emmett Edmonds Award was established in 2010 to honor animal control officers who have followed in his footsteps. Leslie Fowler has been an animal control officer in the county for 6 years. Although we no longer have the everyday association with the county animal control officers, we keep in touch because we share complaints with each other. We offer guidance and counsel to each other. I remember back in 1992 when I had decided I was going to apply to be the director of the Danville Area Humane Society, and my dear daddy said, "Paulette, but you don't like being yelled at." And I said, "Oh, Daddy, who could ever be mad with someone who works for a humane society?" Well, I know the answer now. Everyone can be mad. Leslie, I don't know whether you know this, Leslie paid out of her own pocket training classes to train her personal dog so he could help her herd livestock that had strayed in the county. From what I have seen, Leslie has the grit of John Wayne and the compassion and mercy of Mother Teresa. She blends mercy and justice perfectly in her job and always, always, always does what Emmett Edmonds did. She always goes above and beyond the call of duty. So the staff and board of the Danville Area Humane Society are gratified and humbled to rub shoulders with Leslie Fowler, and we would like to present her with the 2024 Emmett Edmonds Animal Control Officer. That's for you.
Moved you out there, moved you out, Mr. Tuttle. I'm sorry.
I get it.
All right,
I get it.
all right, get in there.
You can sit down now. I think we're good.
Wow, that's amazing. You got it back.
Ms. Kazee, do we have anyone signed up for the hearing of the citizens?
No, sir, we
We
do
don't? Okay. We're going to move on to item 10, public hearings, rezoning public hearings. Pursuant to Article 5, Division 6 of the Pennsylvania County Zoning Ordinance, the Board of Supervisors have been empowered to hear and decide specific zoning issues and zoning map changes in support of said ordinance. In accomplishing this task, the board is responsible for promoting the health, safety, and general public welfare of the citizens of Pittsylvania County. The board must ensure that all decisions and regulations be directed to these goals and that can be consistent with the environment comprehensive plan in the best interest of Pennsylvania County, its citizens, and posterity. And first case is R-24-003. Ms. Ragsdale.
Case R-24-003, Gregory Gomersall has petitioned to rezone 5.96 acres located on State Road 698, Henry's Mill Road, in the Dane River Election District from R1 Residential Suburban Subdivision District to A1 Agricultural District to allow for agricultural uses on the property. Once the property is rezoned to A1, all uses listed under Section 35-178 are permitted. The Planning Commission recommended by a 7-0 vote with no opposition that the petitioner's request be granted. The staff summary is enclosed in the board packet. Mr. Chairman, Gregory Gomersall is here to represent the petition.
Thank you. At 8:03 p.m., open the public hearing for case R-24-003. Ms. Kazita, we have one signed up.
No, sir.
At 8:03, I'll close the public hearing. Mr. Height, the pleasure is yours.
In case R-24-003 for Gregory and Tamara Gummershaw to rezone 5.96 acres from R1 Residential Suburban Subdivision District to A1 Agricultural District to allow for agricultural uses on the property, I make a motion to be approved.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Mr. Height, second by Mr. Dudley. Any further discussion? Not hearing any, we ready to vote?
Mr. Height, what's your vote?
Yes.
Motion carries unanimous. All right, being rezoned, thank you. Case 2 here, we have case
Y'all can leave if you like.
R-24-005. Ms. Ragsdale?
Case R-24-005, JDA Associates Incorporated has petitioned to rezone 0.414 of an acre located on State Road 745 Mount View Road in the Chatham Blair's Election District from A1 Agricultural District to RC1 Residential Combined Subdivision District to allow the property to be consolidated with an adjacent parcel zoned RC1. The Planning Commission recommended by a 7-0 vote with no opposition that the petitioner's request be granted. The staff summary is enclosed in the board packet. Once the property is rezoned to RC1, all uses listed under Section 35-267 are permitted. The staff summary is enclosed in the board packet, and I'm not sure if anyone from JDA Associates is here or not. Oh,
The gentleman in the
Got
back.
one right there.
I'm sorry. Is here to represent the petition.
All right, thank you. At 8:05 p.m., I open the public hearing for case R-24-005. Ms. Kazita, we have one signed up?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. 8:06, I close the public hearing in case R-24-005. Mr. Bowman, the pleasure is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Excuse me, Ms. Ragsdale, just for clarification, R-24-005, the attachments are listed as R-24-004, and the motion recommendation is case R-24-003.
It should be 5.
It is 5.
It is 5.
Okay.
It's case 005.
Okay, all right, so it's just a typo there. Okay, so in case R-24-005, I make a motion approving the rezoning of 0.414 acres from A1 Agriculture District to RC1 Residential Combined Subdivision District to allow property lines to be adjusted.
Motion by Mr. Bowman,
Second.
second by Mr. Tucker. All right, any further discussion? If none, we're ready to vote.
Mr. Height, can I have your vote?
Yes.
All right, motion carries unanimous. Being rezoned, thank you. All right, in case R-24-007, Ms. Ragsdale.
Case R-24-007, Donald Fouts has petitioned to rezone 2 parcels totaling 21.407 acres located on Washburn Drive in the Westover Election District from R1 Residential Suburban Subdivision District to A1 Agricultural District to allow for the placement of an accessory structure. The Planning Commission recommended by a 7-0 vote with no opposition that the petitioner's request be granted. Once the property is rezoned to A1, all uses listed under Section 35-178 are permitted. The staff summary is enclosed in the board packet. Mr. Chairman, Donald Fouts is here to represent the petition.
All right, thank you. At 8:08, I open the public hearing in case R-24-007. Do we have anyone signed up?
No, sir.
Thank you. All right, at 8:08, I'll close the public hearing in case R-24-007. The pleasure is yours, Mr. Whittle.
Thank you. Donald Faust, rezoning from R1 Residential Suburban Subdivision District to A1 Agricultural District. Approve it.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Whittle, a second.
I did.
Oh, okay. Second by Mr. Ingram. Any further discussion? None, we're ready to vote.
Mr. Height,
Yes.
Mr. Dudley.
Yes. All right.
Motion passes.
Looks like a 6-0, but
Should
somebody's
be-
a 7.
Is it 7-0? You down?
Yes. 7-0, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I missed
Whittle's
Mr.
name ain't
Whittle.
up there.
Okay.
I missed Mr. Whittle. He just.
Good
but
day in the
yes.
morning.
All right, good. Case is being rezoned. Thank you.
You at the very bottom. I didn't
Moving
see
to
you.
other public hearings. Each person addressing the board on a public hearing shall step up, give his or her name and district, and his or her place of residence, and a non-county citizen in an audible tone of voice for the record. And unless further time is granted by the chairman, shall limit his or her address to 3 minutes. Speakers for a group should be limited to 10 minutes. Speakers shall conclude their remarks at that time unless the consent of the board affirmatively gives the extension to the speaker allotted time. Absent chairman approval, no person shall be able to speak who has not signed up. Public hearing. In PCC Section 35-42 and 35-403 for M2 special use permit revisions in case CA-24-001, amendments to the Pennsylvania County Code 35-142 and 35-403. The Planning Commission recommended by a vote with no opposition that the proposed Pennsylvania County changes be adopted as presented. Ms. Ragsdale.
Before you all, you have red line versions of both Section 35-142, which is the M2 Industrial District Heavy Permitted Uses section, or uses permitted by special use permit section. And then you also have a red line version of, I'm sorry, that was 35-403. And you also have a red line version of 35-142, which is a new section under our supplemental regulations in the Pennsylvania County zoning ordinance. Staff is proposing to add the use data center to uses permitted by special use permit under the M2 zoning district, as well as adding supplemental regulations to provide some additional regulations, such as noise testing, facade requirements to ensure that the appearance is can blend in with the surrounding communities, and some other things that are outlined in your ordinance revisions in your packet. So if you all have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Staff is proposing this because currently we do not have data centers as a use, and this is becoming a large use throughout the Commonwealth of Virginia. So staff wants to ensure that we have regulations in our zoning ordinance to adequately regulate this type of use if it were to locate here.
Thank you, Ms. Ragsdale. Any questions for Ms. Ragsdale?
I don't think so.
All right. Ms. Kaz- in case CA-24-001, at 8:13, I open the public hearing. Do we have anyone signed up to speak?
No, sir.
At 8:13, I close the public hearing in case CA-24-001.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make that motion. Make a motion approving the attached revisions to PCC Sections 35-142 and 35-403 as presented by Ms. Ragsdale.
Thank you, Mr. Dudley. Got a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Height. Any further discussion? Not hearing any, we're ready to vote. Yours come down.
Mr. Dudley, can I get your vote?
Yes.
Little gremlin is just going all around tonight.
Yeah.
Motion passes unanimously. Moving to item 2 on the public hearing, the literacy loan borrowing resolution. It's Ms. Vanderhyde.
Yes, tonight's public hearing is being held to hear citizen input concerning the undertaking by the Pittsylvania County School Board to obtain loans from the Literary Fund of the Commonwealth of Virginia in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed $26,486,278. There was an exhibit that has also been advertised that tells what those 3 applications entail. They are for 12 classroom additions at Kentuck Elementary School in the amount of $10,792,290. Southside Elementary School for replacement of HVAC system and windows at $9,388,584. And Union Hall Elementary School, replacement of HVAC system and windows at $6,305,404, which makes up that aggregate total of $26,486,278. It has been duly advertised in the Star Tribune for the last 2 weeks, and we need to pass this resolution in order for those applications to be submitted to the Department of Education by May 23rd. Funding for the repayment of these loans will be covered by the 1% school sales tax revenue. So after tonight's public hearing, you all will be able to pass that resolution.
All right.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Ms. Vanderhyde. All right, any questions for Ms. Vanderhyde while she's here? All right, thank you.
I have one quick question.
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Height.
These figures we got here, though, are estimates.
They are, and so when we get confirmed figures, that's what we'll end up with.
Right. That's why I just want to make sure everybody
Yes.
understood.
All right. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
it's a not to exceed figure.
Right.
Thank you, Mr. Height. All right, on Resolution 2024-05-01, at 8:16, I open the public hearing. Do we have anyone signed up?
No, sir.
Thank you. All right, at 8:16, I'll close the case, hearing for the case, Resolution 2024-05-01, and I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve Resolution 2024-05-01, authorizing county schools to make 3 applications to the Library Loan Fund of the Commonwealth of Virginia in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed $26,486,278.
Thank you, Mr. Tucker.
Second that.
Second by Mr. Dudley.
I didn't, I think Mr. Bowman did. Is that right, Mr. Bowman?
That's correct.
I'm sorry, Mr.
No,
Bowman.
don't be sorry, it's good.
Correction.
It's all
All right,
good.
motion by Mr. Tucker, second by Mr. Bowman. All right, any further discussion? Not hearing any, we're ready to vote.
It's back to
come
mine
up?
now.
Don't have anything, Ms. Kazee.
I'm going to reset it real quick. 1 second, please. We were doing so good. Did it come up?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, I did.
I did.
Mr. Dudley can have your vote.
Yes.
It passed.
All right, motion carries
Very
unanimous.
good.
Thank y'all. Item 3, our public hearing for FY 25-26 on a secondary 6-year plan. Oh, got Mr. Crowder. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jay Craddock with the Virginia Department of Transportation. Section 33.2-331 of the Code of Virginia, as amended, requires that the County Board of Supervisors, in conjunction with the Department of Transportation, formulate a 6-year secondary road improvement plan priority list. This is done on a yearly basis. Tonight's public hearing is being conducted for fiscal years 2025 through 2030. The purpose of this public hearing is to receive public comments on the proposed secondary 6-year plan for fiscal years 2025 through 2030 in Pittsylvania County. Let me point out that the 6-year plan is not a construction plan, but rather an allocation plan. In other words, over the next 6 years, we will allocate money to the projects listed towards the construction of those roads. And I'll now read the proposed roads on the 6-year plan. This is the same list as we went over at the work session last month. So for fiscal year 2025, or calendar year 2024, we're proposing to pave Dalton's Farm Lane, Tomahawk Mill Road, Magnolia Road, and Owens Mill Road. And the total cost to do those 4 roads would be $671,895. For fiscal year 26, we're proposing Tucker Road, Hawkins Road, Joe Carter Road, and Almond Road at a cost of $941,013. For fiscal year 27, we're proposing Chestnut Lane, Hollyville Drive, Ponderosa Road, Herman Farmer Road, Eddie's Lane, and Mockingbird Road at a cost of $828,349. For fiscal year 28, we're proposing to do the first 7/10 of Jasmine Road, coming from the Yorkshire Drive side of it, Dabney House Road, and a portion of Farmers Road from Edmonds Road down to Mockingbird Road, 0.65 miles worth of it, at a cost of $733,708. Fiscal year 29, we're proposing to finish the rest of Jasmine Road all the way out to 626, and then to do the first 8/10 of a mile on Johnson's Mill Road, coming from the Markham side, at a cost of $795,121. So all of those that I've already read were previously on the 6-year plan. These next 3 would be the addition to it. For fiscal year 30, we're proposing Dairyview Road, Rock Creek Road, and Midway Road at a cost of $756,503. At this time, we solicit comments from the public concerning this priority list. We ask that anyone wishing to speak come forward and speak into the microphone so we can have a clear recording of your comments, and also please state your name and magisterial district for the record.
Thank you, Mr. Crown. At 8:21 p.m., I open the public hearing. Do we have anyone signed up?
No, sir.
At 8:22, I will close the public hearing for the 6-year plan.
Does the board have any questions?
Any questions for Mr. Crowder?
I don't think so. I've looked at all the
All right.
roads. Yeah.
Not, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I make a motion approving the attached VDOT secondary 6-year plan as presented and authorize the appropriate county staff member to sign any related necessary documentation. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you. Got a motion by
I'll
Mr.
second
Ingram.
that.
Second by Mr. Dudley.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any further discussion? Not hearing any. We ready to vote?
I'm a yes if you ask me. Yes.
All right, motion carries unanimous. Thank you,
Very good,
Mr.
Jay.
Crowder.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Jay.
it.
Appreciate
Thank
it, sir. Thank you.
All right, we're moving to item 11. Any unfinished business?
Thank y'all for coming.
No, sir.
All right. Any new business?
No, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Hunt. Any more matters from the work session, if any?
No, sir.
All right, good. Moving down to item 14, our board members' reports. Mr. Whittle, you have anything you'd like to report on, sir?
Nothing to report on, but just tell my wife happy anniversary. I'm headed home as soon as y'all get done.
How about that? That's all right.
Thank you, Mr. Whittle.
How many years?
I love it.
14.
How about Mr. Bowman?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll borrow some of his time,
Yeah.
Mr. Whittle's time there. Congratulations, by the way.
Thanks, sir.
So attended the spaghetti fundraiser at the Blair's Volunteer Fire Department on April the 20th. Great turnout there, and appreciate Blair's doing that. Attended the presentation for the solar farms at the Concerned Citizens of Southside Virginia on May the 6th. Want to thank County Staff Dave Arnold being there, Emily Ragsdale, Commissioner of Revenue Robin Gord for a great presentation, and Chuck Angier for hosting that event. That was very good, Chuck. Thank you. Attended the Chamber of Commerce Legislative Luncheon at the Institute on May the 9th. Want to give thanks to delegates Danny Marshall and Eric Phillips, and to Matt Hall from the Attorney General's Office for updating us on the 2024 General Assembly session. On the same day, attended the Employee Appreciation Day at the Downtown Chowdown. Tell you what, that's catching traction there, so I really enjoyed that, and I know a lot of people do. This is a great thing for the county employees, showing the appreciation and giving the county a chance to catch up and enjoy lunch with the employees. Next one is June the 20th. With that, I'd like to congratulate Karen Hayes from the Planning Department and Arlene Worley from the Legal Department on their well-deserved retirements, and thank them for their many years of service to the county. Attended the Peace Officers Memorial Service hosted by Pittsylvania County Sheriff's Office in Chatham on May the 14th. Thank you to Sheriff Taylor, those who participated, especially to Brian Haskins, Commonwealth Attorney, for his remarks, and thank you to the fallen officers and families for their sacrifice in keeping our community safe. Attended the Pittsylvania County Graduate of Merit Recognition Ceremony on May 16th. Congratulations to all the students who were recipients of scholarships and medallions, and best wishes to the graduates as they embark on their next journey. That, just a sidebar there, that was one of the first ones I attended. It was absolutely wonderful. It was well done by the school division. So kudos to them and to the parents and the kids there also. Attended the VACO Supervisors Forum in Richmond this past weekend. Gave an opportunity to interact with and share with other supervisors throughout the state. I provided a report and material to the full board at an earlier work session today. Again, if you have any questions after you review that, please let me know. Attended the Good News Jail Ministry last night. Thank you to Chaplain David Abernathy, I'll get it out, for your service of 35 years and for the chance for us to hear from individuals whose lives have been changed during the incarceration through their program. Also, thank you to Senator Tammy Mulkey for her attendance, and to Sheriff Taylors and Mondul for their comments. And that, again, that was another one of those events that was well attended, packed house, and they actually had one lady there to speak, which I'd never seen before happen, but she was escorted there. She was still incarcerated. She gave her testimony, and at 5 o'clock this morning, she was released. And so that was amazing to see that. And lastly, remember Memorial Day weekend is coming up. Memorial Day is Monday, and remember the reason for Memorial Day and for all those folks that sacrificed their lives during the wars, World War I, II, Korea, Vietnam, the Persian Gulf Wars, right up through Afghanistan. So thank you for everybody for attending this evening, and that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Bowman. Mr. Ingram?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Don't want to be late on wishing our mamas a happy Mother's Day, but we sure do love y'all. And This is my wife's birthday month, and she told me if I told her how old she was, she would hit me 71 times, so I would not do that. But as you have seen, we have recognized law enforcement for their work and contribution. But the second Tuesday of the Memorial Week is dedicated to honor those officers that have made the ultimate sacrifice. And we have a beautiful memorial that memorializes 8 officers that work for the Sheriff's Office, not to forget the 2 troopers that died serving the citizens, by which we have 2 bridges named after those 2 troopers. And as Mr. Bowman said, we have Memorial Day coming up, and we're both veterans, and Memorial Day is for those that died serving this country. Veterans Day is designed to honor and recognize those of us that have served but did not make that ultimate sacrifice. So, I think it's a pet peeve for both of us to keep it separate, because we are not to be memorialized on Memorial Day because we're still here with you. And last but not least, some of you know I've been a bit under the weather, and I spent a week in Greensboro, North Carolina, in Wesley Long's hospital. And I appreciate all the calls, texts, prayers. It was a pretty rough go there for a while, but I had 2 surgeries during that week. And on the Tuesday that I had my first surgery, it was board meeting day, and that was the first meeting that I missed. But that afternoon, compliments of a guy named Mr. Dilaudid, I was able to attend the meeting by Zoom or whatever you call that. So if I voted good, I appreciate that. If I voted bad, it was because I was still under medication. But anyway, thank you guys for coming out. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Ingham. Mr. Height?
First of all, I'd like to welcome Mr. Ingram back. It's good to have him back up here with us. Glad he's doing better. I'd like to thank all of our staff here in the county who keeps us on track. And when we need things, we call you. You help us. We do appreciate that. As Mr. Bowman did speak earlier about our cleanup day, I'd like to thank everybody who participated in that. I think that was a great idea to get that restarted. Look forward to what's in store for that. The month of May, we got high school graduation coming up in our county in a few days. So I'd like to congratulate all of our graduates. And I'm sure our teachers are going to be looking forward to getting a few weeks off and a break. But I'd like to congratulate all of them. And I'm going to give I'm going to take a little personal liberty here and give a shout out to my daughter tonight, who I hope is watching at her home in Michigan. Lindsay Height Slade. She just graduated from Liberty University this past weekend with her Bachelor's of Science, majoring in history. She started that program working a job, pregnant, sick, 24 hours a day for 9 months, and a move to Michigan with a newborn, and she graduated this past weekend. We're very proud of her. And just great job, baby girl. And also, May, since you started the anniversaries, May 3rd, my wife and I were married for 38 years. So, Murray, you're a kid. You haven't been in it long, buddy. Thank you. That's all I got.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Height. Mr. Tucker, any comments, sir?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. All I'm going to say is ditto to everything all these guys have said, including all of the meetings that we had to attend, because I want to make sure I get Mr. Whittle home on time.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Tucker. Mr. Dudley?
Yes, sir,
Everything
Mr. Chairman. Whittle, you started it. So, I had an anniversary this month, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. And my wife just texted me and said, hurry up and get home. So that's about it. Want to thank everybody for coming out. Really and truly thank our wives, because our job is not easy. A lot of times phone will ring, and it's some things that's not so pleasant that the wife has to deal with. And, that's what we signed up for. We're doing the best of what we can for this county. So thank you to the staff. Appreciate everybody doing the work so that it makes our job easier. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Dudley. Thank everyone for coming out tonight. A huge thank you to our staff that keeps us straight and does all the work for us. I was able to attend the service award for our county staff last week. It's a great program there. I think it's 640-some hours or years of service that our employees has put in for the county, so that's great. Attended the livestock show ahead at Old Dominion Ag Complex. Great program for the youth. I was able to go to that, so that turned out nice. I want to welcome Mr. Ingram back. I know he's had a rough time, but I'm glad to see him back tonight. And everybody be safe on the way home, and thank you for coming out. Thank you. Do we have anything, any type of report from the county administrator? Anything, Mr. Arnold? You good? All right. Mr. Hunt, do you have anything, sir?
No, let's go home.
All right, sounds good. Thank you. Our meeting's adjourned.